everybody, and today I'd like to share with you some tips that you can use to save money this summer when traveling in Denmark. Stay tuned. Hi there and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, my name is Kelly and I'm an American who lives in Denmark. And after the past 4 years of living here, I've learned some different tricks to how to save money when going around and exploring Denmark. And that's really important because Denmark is rather an expensive country. You can find ways to maybe get a little extra or find ways to make your money stretch when you're traveling throughout the country. In 2020, there are a lot of incentives for travelers to be able to explore and experience more of Denmark. And I want to share some of them with you right now. So the first one is that now, because of Corona, some of the museums are helping out tourists by offering a 50% discount on the entry fee. That is wonderful. If you're someone who really likes to go to museums, you can see a lot of different types of museums this summer in Denmark. Maybe you're someone who doesn't quite like museums. Well, you know what? You'd be surprised to find out that there are a lot of really interesting places here in Denmark that are hands-on, that have a lot of interactive displays. They're not your typical walk through and stare and look at things museums. Denmark has so many that are interesting that I know you would love. And it's not just museums that are 50% off. There are a lot of other attractions in Denmark that also have this discount. Some of them I've actually written about on my blog. The Mønsted Kalkgruber, for example, is one of the largest limestone mines in the entire world, and it is here in Denmark. And you can actually go there for half price in the summer of 2020 because of this incentive that they're offering to people. Also, the Fregatten Jylland, which is in Ebeltoft, Denmark, that is a huge ship. It is one of the largest wooden ships in the entire world. And it's one of the oldest and well-preserved ships that you can actually go on, and you can have a treasure hunt. There are so many activities for kids. When you go to some of these places, you might think, well, maybe they're not that great for kids. There are so many great places for kids. You can find a lot of those places on my blog. I'll put the link in the description for both of those two places. Number 2 is look for deals where you can get a pass or maybe even museums that have free days. I know that in Copenhagen, they have a Copenhagen Museum Pass, where you buy one ticket that is around the cost of 35 euros, and you get to go to 6 different museums. So that is something that if you're traveling in Copenhagen, I know on my channel I don't usually talk about Copenhagen at all. I like to talk about the other places in Denmark, so this is just the one little time when I'm going to be mentioning that. But there are also museums in Copenhagen that have certain days during the week when they are free. So if you are looking up museums, make sure that you're looking to see if they have a free day. Number 3 is one that I found a couple of years ago, and I absolutely love it. This can get you some rebates into different places, but it can also give you kind of a little bit of an extra gift, if you will, to some of the places that you visit. This is called the Be Happy Pass, and it's something that you can access on legoland.dk. This is a partnership that Legoland has with other attractions throughout Denmark where you either get a gift or you get a rebate. And this is for children. So it's not like you're going to go on and you're a group of, I don't know, older men or women and say, oh, I'm going to go and get the free kid bag or something. This is something for children. So if you are traveling as a family or if you're traveling with grandchildren or something like that, you can download this Be Happy Pass. It can be also sent straight to your phone. When you go to these different attractions, you can redeem the gift. So you're either redeeming the rebate or you're redeeming the gift. So for example, if you go to Wild Park in Billund, which I have a whole post about on my blog, I'll put the description down below. That place is an outdoor treehouse park. It is amazing. It is a lot of fun for everyone. They have places for even the smallest children, but my husband and I also had a really great time on everything. So it's a very family-friendly place. It's something you can go to without children. But if you use the Be Happy Pass there, your child will get a free gift. So it's not something every time you go to a different place it will give you a discount, but it might give you something a little extra. I think that little bit of an extra thing can be a lot of fun, especially for your children. My number 4 is get a season pass to a zoo. If you are an animal lover and you are living in Denmark, for example, or you're going to be spending quite a bit of time in Denmark, get a season pass to a zoo. We, a few years ago, got a pass to the Hjarbaek Zoo, and we didn't live very close to Hjarbaek, but it was a zoo that we most definitely wanted to try out. And it also allowed us to go to many other places for free or for a really nice discount. And these were other places throughout Denmark, like the Odense Zoo, or the Ray Safari Park, or the Givskil Safari. There are a lot of different animal types places. There's so many aquariums and different things where you can actually get to see a lot of animals. And we are a nature family. My children love animals. So we were a little hesitant at first about getting this year pass at the Hjarbaek Zoo because we didn't live there. We didn't live so close. But that zoo is amazing. You really need to check it out if you are in the northern part of Jylland. But maybe you're going to be in a different area of Denmark. Check to see what zoos they have in that area and what else you can get with that zoo pass. Many times it'll pay for itself if you are able to go to a couple of different places. So I would really recommend doing that. Number 5 is another one that is specific to 2020. Again, because of the coronavirus, the government is trying to help out tourists and to explore more of Denmark. And they are actually offering free ferry passage for pedestrians and cyclists. So if you are going from island to island and you need to take the ferry, and if you don't have a car, maybe you're traveling by bike, you can actually ride on those ferries for free in the summer of 2020. That is amazing, and that is so huge. I know my husband and I, when we were dating, we actually traveled from Als to Ærø to Fyn, 3 different islands, just by bike. We didn't have a car. And I actually have a little bit about that on my blog. I'll put the description down below. It was an amazing trip. And we were really kind of working on a budget at that time. We wanted to see a lot of Denmark. We wanted to experience something different with Denmark. And island hopping is fantastic. It's something that you won't get if you just come to Denmark to go to a big city and then leave. Denmark is really a great place to experience nature, and I love the fact that they have the ferries free for pedestrians and cyclists this summer. My number 6 is to get an island pass. This is something that I actually picked up at a local tourist office. This one is in German and in English, but you can also get it in Danish. And I don't know how I made the mistake of getting 2 different ones, but this one's my son's and he speaks Danish, so he's fine. But the thing is that this book, when you are going on these ferry rides for free with your bike or walking, and you're traveling to all of these different islands, you can actually go to the tourist information office on the islands and get a stamp. This is a really fun way to keep track of your trip. And if you're someone who's really interested in checking out some of the rural parts of Denmark, the countryside, the islands, the less traveled places, this is a lot of fun. And it's not something that's costing a lot of money. When you think about taking a trip and you come to Denmark, and Denmark can be quite expensive, well, you can have a lot of fun and do some different activities that don't really cost anything. Getting a stamp in this passport doesn't cost you anything. My husband and I recently went to the island of Fanø, and I got my stamp for Fanø. And it was kind of an exciting thing. Here they also have some information about the different places. They have a little map of the island. You know, you could go through and cross off places you've been to. It's a really great little souvenir. And for us, we don't want to buy our children something every place we go. But if they have something like this, they can kind of keep track of where they're going. They can be a part of the planning. They can look at the map. I think it's just a really wonderful thing. And for me, it's just one thing that I absolutely love. We have something similar to this in the United States where you can go to all of the different parks and then you could get a stamp. So when I saw this, I just had to have one. If you are at a tourist office in Denmark, pick up one of these and get started visiting some of Denmark's islands. That goes with my number 7. Nature is free. And you're thinking, oh, well, I don't want to drive all the way to Denmark or fly all the way to Denmark or however it is you plan on getting here and spend the entire time walking around in a big meadow or a forest. Denmark has some of the most beautiful landscapes here. If you go to the 2 National Park, I have a video about that. You can actually find that on my channel and Exploring Denmark. I actually have a blog post on that as well. I'll put the link down below. The 2 National Park is the northwestern part of Denmark's peninsula. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is something like I've never seen anywhere, and I've lived in Denmark for 4 years. It was my first time there. It was magical. And it doesn't cost anything to go to this park. It doesn't cost anything to park there. And so you can have a lot of really great hiking experience. They have beaches there. It's a really fun way to explore Denmark. So I really would recommend that. Denmark has a lot of beautiful places that you can see. There's also, if you go to the island of Fjord, that would be a stamp right here in your island book. I have a post on that on my blog as well. Magical place. Magical. We live so close to it and I never knew it existed. It's just such a fantastic place. If you are walking on or taking your bike on the ferry, it's free. And the ferry ride is the shortest ferry I have ever been on. While you're there, they have so many beautiful cliffs, and an experience like that is completely free. Of course, Denmark is made up of islands and a peninsula, so it has tons of beaches. So get out to the beaches. The beaches are free. Make sure you're taking advantage of Denmark's nature. You don't have to spend a ton of money here to have a great time. Get out and explore some nature. Number 8 goes along with that. You can go on a troll hunt. Thomas Dambo is Denmark's woodworking genius who has created all these beautiful wooden tree trolls that are spread out in different places in Denmark. You'll also see them in different places around the world. I actually saw them in Chicago. I have a video of that. You can find that in my channel where we went to the Morton Arboretum. There were 6 tree trolls there. Well, there are 6 outside of Copenhagen, and he's building more in the summer of 2020. I think as of right now, he's built 2 or 3 more that you can go out and find. And then he's also put some on the peninsula of Denmark in Jylland. And that would be a great way to get out in nature. And it's free. It costs you nothing to find these trolls. I'll put a link to my 3 posts that I have about the trolls that we have found, and you can find out some more information once you go to those posts of maps and things like that to his other trolls. Be sure to check out those blog posts so you can find them. And they are so much fun to find. We love looking for them as a family. Number 9 is go on your own walking tour. There's a lot of great information if you go to Visit Denmark, if you go to any of the tourist information offices. Get yourself a map and go on your own tour. Find the places that are the most interesting to you and go on a picture walk. We did that when we went to the island of Fanø. We had a list of different places and we decided that we wanted to go and find them all. And we were walking. So it was a really great practice of reading a map and trying to find out where we were going. It's a lot of fun. You don't have to be part of a big tour group to explore Denmark. There's so much that you can find just with the information you can get at the tourist information office. And my number 10 has to do with eating out. I would say one of the most expensive things that you will have to spend money on in Denmark is food. Yes, if you go to a restaurant, they're going to be much more expensive than if you were to buy food at a grocery store and take it home. But maybe you don't have that option. And especially, let's say that you're traveling from place to place and you are eating out quite often. One thing that I would suggest is going to the grocery store. Yeah, okay, so what do I do at the grocery store? In Denmark, in their deli sections, if you go to places like Superbrosen or Menu, they have places where they have food that is already made. So maybe you're walking around in a town and you're thinking, well, I just want to find something quick. I want to just find something small. I don't want to spend a lot of money. Your best bet is to go to the grocery store. So if you go anywhere in the area where they have their coolers or where they have their deli section, especially like in Superbrosen, you can find very large sandwiches that have fish on them and shrimp and all kinds of different things. They even may have this smørrebrød, which is these breads with different things on top of them. That's always a really good way to try out Danish food. If you want to try Danish food and you're a little worried about your budget, get it at the grocery store. That's the best thing that I could suggest to people. If you're going to a place like an amusement park or like a bigger museum, a lot of places allow you to bring in your own food. So it might be a really good idea to go to the grocery store before you go to these places, just to have your own food to take in with you. That would save you a lot of money and a lot of hassle. Some places like Wow Park in Billund, as I had mentioned before, they have tons of picnic tables for people to sit at. They have a covered picnic table area just in case it's rainy. They even have grills that they lend out to people. There are a lot of options here in Denmark if you plan on bringing your own food. So I really suggest you look into that and check out websites before you visit places to find out what it is that you can bring in. And if you can bring in your own food, it might be a way to save some money. I'm going to throw one last one in there, a bonus one. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and my blog, My New Danish Life, because I give you so many different ideas of places to go to in Denmark. There's also great camping places. If you want to stay at a place that gives you a sense of community, don't go to an Airbnb. Go to a campground. Campgrounds are fantastic for children. They're safe places. They're very clean. I can tell you that they're very clean. And a lot of them will have activities that kind of bring the campers together. Many of them are also located in really good places that maybe would be a train ride into one of these cities that you want to be staying at. But then when it's all said and done and you come back and you want to relax at night, the kids have a place to play, you have a place to relax outside, perhaps in nature, and you can also be around other people where you can get more of an experience of what Denmark is all about. So please be sure to follow me on my blog, especially my Visit Denmark section is separated by region, so you can just click on the different regions and it will give you a list of different places that are fantastic with as much information as you ever wanted to know. Also, there's a camping section that talks about great places that we have camped here in Denmark and in other places in Europe. Don't forget to check that out as well. Thanks for coming along on this video. I really hope that you found some ways to save money in Denmark if you've decided that Denmark is where you're going to be spending your summer vacation. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're interested in exploring more of Denmark. I hope to see you in another video. And as always, take care.